within. So I just put it here, annotated, the great CEO within, annotated. So it's not that the title is just the great CEO within. The reason I put it here as annotated is because this is the copy of the book that I have in my own drive. So that's why I put it here as annotated, so that whenever I open my drive or my Google Docs, I'm going to notice this is the copy I've been working with for this course. When we started, I said the reason I am doing this video is because I haven't read this book in depth as I am doing now, and it's an opportunity for me to both read the book and talk about it to you who is watching right now. So this is chapter 7 of the book, The Great CEO Within. The reason I have it as annotated here is because this is my copy of the book, and I use annotated so that whenever I open my drive, I am going to see that this is the one I've been working with. But the title is The Great CEO Within. If you didn't start with chapter 1, or the video isn't of the quality you like, bear with me. But then not a YouTuber or a big time YouTuber. Maybe this might encourage me to take YouTube seriously, but my goal is not to make videos and make a living out of making videos. Hopefully I'm going to get to a point where I can monetize the videos that I'm making, but my goal is really to just share valuable educational content. So that's that so far. We've done chapters 1 to 6. If you're watching chapter 7, I hope you've gone through 1 to 6. I do not want to go back and revisit it. You could just take a run through of chapters 1 to 6. And again, you can watch this video at 2x the speed or 1.5 the speed. English is my second language, and I'm an advanced speaker, but then you have second language. You might spot second language interruptions or interference from my first language, especially with slight pronunciations. But if you do not mind that, then let's continue. So when you say it twice, write it down. Whenever you find yourself saying something for a second time to a second audience or in a second situation, it is highly likely that you will end up saying it again and again in the future. To vastly improve the quality of the communication and reduce the amount of time that you spend communicating it, write it down. So again, I'm going to refer you to levels. And so let me just do it now. Levels and Tim Ferriss. So Tim Ferriss interviewed the CEO of Levels. Okay, so this is the video. Okay, this is not the video. This is the one where Andrew Huberman interviewed the CEO of the own. Oh, this is actually Andrew Huberman and Tim Ferriss. Okay, so that's not the one I'm talking about. This is the one I'm talking about. Ultimate Guide to Managing Executive Assistants. If you haven't watched this video, please just go and watch it. Maybe I'm going to do a video about it, but that's really not my style, doing videos of videos. But I just might do it. The point in referring you to this is that this CEO, and I should find the blog. Yeah, so look at it. This is the blog, the Tim Ferriss Show transcripts. So maybe I'm going to do another. Well, let's just talk about it here. I don't want to do another video about it, but since we've gotten to the point where he says literally, if you've said something twice in different contexts, just write it down. And the point about writing it down is very important. This guy, Sam Kokos, it's not Kokos, but Kokos. Okay, so the CEO of Levels did an interview, or Tim Ferriss invited the CEO of Levels to do an interview, and it was one of the best videos I've watched about operations and virtual assistants. I have in my previous videos on this course referred to this video. So if you haven't watched this video, I just want to say, if you're in this space as an operations person, if you're a CEO or you are a virtual assistant or you're an executive assistant, you should watch this video. It is not just about delegation, but it's about operations. And one of the big things that it says, Sam Kokos says about operations, is that you want to write memos. There's a section of this interview, a good amount of this interview, or a good number of times during the interview, he refers to memos. There's another video of Sam Kokos, and I think it's David Perel. Let me just refer to that video here. David Perel. Okay. And Sam Kokos. Okay, how writing helped this CEO build a $300 million company. I haven't watched this video, but when I was watching the Tim Ferriss interview with Sam Kokos, that's when I came across this video, and I'm going to watch this video to just continue learning. But Sam Kokos is a CEO who has used executive assistants astonishingly well. In fact, he says that at the time when he was doing this interview with Tim Ferriss, that he had 5 executive assistants who were working for him and doing separate, like, different things. So some people have like one executive assistant, and uh, they still feel like the executive assistant isn't performing well. They might be right, but the point is, if you have one executive assistant who is doing like a load of work for you on different projects, you might want to explore what Sam Coco says, that he has 5 executive assistants at the time of this interview who were doing different things for him. And one of them, I think, was just somebody dedicated to personal things like buying gifts for people, like buying gifts for his relatives and family members. So um, write it down, okay? Memos. That is what Sam Kokos, one of the big things I took out of it. He says like he has memos about everything. And in fact, if you look at the video interview that he does um, with with David Farrell, that's the entire point of writing things down. So you should watch this interview. I know this interview exists. I haven't watched it myself, but I was so engrossed with the interview he did with Tim Ferriss that I went down the rabbit hole to know what Levels is about and read a little bit more about the virtual assistant company that Sam Kokos used. And I checked out that company and I wanted to join them. But I think they didn't, at the time when I checked it out, they didn't have an opportunity, like a global opportunity I could apply for. And so it was restricted to Philippines at the time. And I think this is one of the challenges I have seen as an executive assistant based in Nigeria, from Nigeria. A good number of companies who need virtual assistants or have used virtual assistants significantly well tend to favor the Philippines. I do not know why, but it's a challenge that I've seen in this space. So I just wanted to link the the interview. I wanted to link the interview. Okay, so this is it. So I think what we had initially, this one, the previous one here, was just the transcript. Okay, so this is the one I wanted to link you to or show to you. So in this one, you have him talk about memos, and you can just follow through. And it says, look at it here, why we write such long memos. And there's a Notion doc about it, why we write such long memos. So this is level self. I spent 10 minutes into this video, not even talking about chapter 7. And that's the point of a video like this. You get the presenter of the video going into details, nitty-gritties, but in a YouTube standardized video these days, you just have, and that's one of the challenges that genuinely have watching top YouTubers today. Like they have really, really important things to say, but they've got caught up into the so-called little attention span thing, that they are so concerned about providing great quality in a short amount of time. I can tell you today that I still spend a good number of time watching long videos. I mean, I watched Tim Ferriss' video, interview with Sam Kokos. It's a 3 hour video. I watched it I didn't watch it like full time several times, but I kept on going back to it to watch several points in that video. So if something is really important to you, my honest belief is that you're going to spend time learning about it. So I went down the rabbit hole and I just kept on learning about the company and about Sam Kokos. And I think he's a great guy if you want to learn about operations or just learn a little bit more about how a CEO should optimize operational support using virtual assistants. So um, look at this, long form memos and decision making. And you wrote about this in 2022. By now, they've achieved significantly well from this system. But the whole point of this article is that you should write things down. If anything is important to you, you should write it down. And in his own company, they use memos. Other companies use SOPs, and SOPs are fine. But the point about Sam Kokos's method using memos is that it goes into detail about everything from conceptualization to implementation and other considerations. So um, you want to borrow from someone like this. If someone like this, a CEO who has made over $300 million, thinks that writing is like very important in a company, then it's absolutely important. That's the story short. Okay, so let's go back to chapter 7. Then the next time you need to communicate that message, he says, you can simply share it in written form. Yeah, so instead of saying the same thing again a third time or more, just share the written form. It says, if it is something that all members of the team should know and remember, put it in a company-wide wiki. If it is truly seminal to the organization, post it on a wall for all to see. From Alex McCall, founder and CEO of Clebit. Once you see this system working for yourself, start encouraging others in your company to do likewise. Every time you see a question answered on Slack, for example, prompt the questioner to document the response in your company wiki. Today, we have agents all over the place, like all over the internet. So if you're establishing a company that's going to be doing hiring in the future, I mean, significant hiring in the future, because you're ultimately going to grow. And as you grow, you're going to need more talent. It says here, just write it down. So the point of the wiki is to have an expanded document. This expanded document is going to contain a lot of information. It's like a knowledge base. That's the point of a wiki. It's a knowledge base. So that knowledge base is going to support your company even in the future, support people. So agents, you can even convert the wiki, that is your knowledge base, your company's knowledge base, into an agent or use it to build an agent. And then somebody in the future could just be prompting that agent to understand how your company works or to use it as a base for decision making. So the point about writing something down is both important for yourself as a communicator, but much more importantly for your organization in the future for hiring or for training or for implementation. And then the point is that the benefits are unlimited, so to speak. So you should give it strong consideration. As an executive assistant, one of the things I enjoy the most about writing things down is that I think for especially for CEOs of new businesses or startups, my experience is that content marketing or even content writing, um, however wide artificial general intelligence and LLMs have become today, you still need to write something down. And one of the things that I enjoy the most about being an executive assistant so far is that I can go straight for my executive. So I enjoy writing a lot. And in the future, I'm really looking to capitalize on creating wikis, because if you can write content, since I'm already writing content, I might as well just collect all the documents in the organization and create a wiki, or create a knowledge base for the organization. And then that knowledge base, if the CEO really likes it and thinks, we should pour a little money into it, we could then turn that wiki into an agent for the organization. And then that agent will serve for future needs. So it's really very important. So that's the end of chapter 7. We're going to proceed now to chapter